Perfect.
So
yeah, COE, Centers of Excellence.
Center of Excellence, yeah. So
So my question was, do you think, which one? What is the dependency between having a COE and data literacy? Can you start a data literacy program even though you don't have a COE in place? And let's say you're at a stage 2 of maturity, so basically you have pockets of analytics here and there. Your data is not, that clean. It's just like people are using Excel all over the place. So is that really like a rigid requirement? Like one doesn't work without the other?
no, not necessarily.
Okay.
Sorry, my car just decided to slam on the brakes. So we both probably went like that. So to answer your question, no, they're not necessarily interdependent, right? You don't necessarily need a full center of excellence to have a data literacy program, because a data literacy program focuses more around educating people on how to use data effectively. Now, if you want to do it at an enterprise level, it becomes very difficult to implement a data literacy program for the enterprise if you don't have a center of excellence, at the very least, in place. If you don't have governance standards, because it's kind of like putting the cart before the horse.
Right, and I would say, so we have another maturity model for data literacy, right? 4 stages of data literacy, from uncertainty to fluency, right? Yep. I would claim that probably you definitely need a COE in place if you want to reach the level 4 of data literacy at the enterprise, as you said.
For the enterprise, individual people can be data fluent.
Right.
Without having a center of excellence.
Yes, and the beauty of our model is, the definition of data literacy and all the competencies is categorized into two categories, right?
Yeah.
One is at organizational level, and one is at individual level. So you can take care of the individual level, of course, work on how to find the data, how to get the data, how to analyze the data, how to visualize the data, right? These are personal, individual skills.
Yeah.
But there is an organizational part of it that you're not going to achieve if you don't have a centers of excellence.
Right.
So,
I mean, if you're at a small company,
right,
your center of excellence doesn't have to be a very elaborate thing, right? It can just be a set of standards by which you engage your users, or even yourself and your fellow users in just your group. Actually,
I think if you start your data literacy program, right, with all the initiatives that is in our framework, right?
Yeah.
Prior to even initiating a COE project, right? That may actually make your audience, make your users, right, from the data authors to data consumers, right, and your culture, kind of more ready for COE. They're gonna ask more for it. You're gonna get more leadership support. Because your audience is more mature now. And because of that, you're going to have a lot of more support to execute on a COE project.
And I would look at that. So I would look at that. I would see that data literacy program, right? Which is similar to something that we're starting today, right? We're saying we're going to bring everybody up to a level 2,
right?
Kind of a uniform playing field, and that I think sets the score for the enterprise data literacy program down the line, as well as the center of excellence. People are more educated. A lot of times when you say we're going to implement a center of excellence, what people hear is, I'm not going to be able to access the data I need.
Right.
Because they don't really understand what goes into governance and why it's important. So we utilize the data literacy program, right, our enterprise data literacy program, initially to prepare people for that understanding of governance
and equip the change agents with enough tools or proof, right, to go to leadership and other parts of the organization to get more credibility, right?
Yes, we make them thirsty for data.
Yep.
So we make them thirsty for data. We get them excited. And we explain to them how we're going to deliver this to them. How using our platform is intended to be very communicative, very social.
Right.
But again, you don't need to use our platform to do this. It's certainly not.
It's all about like the philosophy behind it, right? The mentality. The technology is one piece of it. I mean, we have our own favorite. We have customized it. We have implemented it in different places. We are comfortable with it, but we are also comfortable using other tools to, do all of those great stuff in any other platform.
Right.
We don't have any bias. Right?
Exactly.
So what you're saying is, the bottom line, I guess the answer to my question was, there is no dependency necessarily which one you should start first, or you have to start these two initiatives at the same time. It can work like either way in your favor.
Yeah, it can work either way in your favor.
But we think that they should at some point.
But you can go past a certain point.
Right, exactly.
In data literacy,
exactly. So
without the center of excellence. For a large, we're talking about a larger company.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't just say, hey, I'm just like focusing on a COE from a technical standpoint without having the data literacy mindset in mind. And
that's the end goal.
Yeah, that's